Hey, Booze fans, part three, the finale. So, we had already picked chocolate bar and we had already picked caramel apple. So, I love to do a yin and yang when I'm picking barrels, but at the same time, I don't like to force it. So, when another desserty barrel appeared, I wasn't going to say no just because I had the other two. I had to pick the best ones. And this one is near and dear to my heart for reasons I'm going to explain shortly. Here we have a 15-year-old bourbon. And again, I don't know the ages when I'm trying them. I try them. I don't want any information whatsoever. I just want to try it, see if I like it. Then you can tell me all the pertinent details. I don't want to be influenced by anything, you know. Other than, just conversing with my peers. But I don't want to have any preconceived. So, 15 years, again, 110 proof. We call this caramel corn with a K. Caramel corn with a K because when I was a child in Texas, when you walked into the Irving Mall, one of the first stores at the front was caramel corn. And you would be blasted with the smell of this caramel corn. And I would always beg my parents to let me buy some, and they always said no. If you called my mother today, she would tell you that she said yes all the time, but that is not true. I had to wait till I was an adult with my own money to buy the caramel corn, and it was delicious. So, we're going along, we're trying these barrels, and all of a sudden, I come across this one. Again, look at that color. That is sexy. I come across this one, and I put my nose to it, and it's 1986. And I'm walking into that mall, and I'm smelling that. I'm smelling caramel corn. Not caramel corn in a bag up to my face, but caramel corn, the air that was being blasted out. It's not so overpowering that it's like, they've dropped caramel corn in there, but that atmosphere, it's like a sense memory went off. I announced it immediately. I smelled this and I said, caramel corn, which I'm apt to do when I moved. And there it is. It's that rich caramel and a little bit of butter. And it's like since time travel. All right, I know I did some research. I know caramel corn is not with us and wasn't everywhere. So this will have no meaning to so many of you. But it still smells great, right? There's a reason they were pumping that air into the mall. And there's a reason that little tiny Keith Hayes always wanted to use that entrance. All right, let's take a sip and see if the taste matches the smell and my memory. Oh man, that just coats your tongue so nicely. Now, this doesn't have the complexity of the caramel apple, but it is fun. Just big, fat caramel on the tongue. And again, the heat, right? 15 years old, that sucker is well integrated. Very tasty, very fun, very dangerous. Right? The last thing you want is 120 proof bourbon that drinks as easy as this. But we are going to see what water does to it. Again, we just put our finger in there and drip, drip, drip. about 4 that time. Back to the nose. So now I feel like I've got a stronger vanilla note along with the caramel. And the butter is very clear too. This is a great smelling bourbon. I mean, this should be a candle, right? I would put this candle in my apartment right now. All right, let's see what it does to the taste. So we lose a little bit of the viscosity, but now we're getting some of that vanilla on the back end. So if you really want to have that tongue coating fun, then you drink it neat. If you want to have a caramel to vanilla shift, then we put a little bit of water in. And again, that's the fun of these things, right? I mean, sometimes they change so dramatically that it's like owning, 2 bottles in one. That's nice. That's really fun. This was a great trio. I know a lot of people lost their minds for some of the ones we did last year, and I think that these will. I think everyone's going to be really happy with these. I feel like this is a whole different batch. They each have their own signature, despite each of them having dessert elements. I think that each one is noticeably different, and people are definitely going to have their favorites. But I can't recommend these 3 any higher. I think that if you want to add to your collection, if you want the perfect gift to give to somebody, I think you would be an idiot to not buy one of each, if not 2 of each. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And, now that the work is done, we're going to run through them again here, and you can hear all about it in the booze letter tomorrow. Cheers.